different. I'm in my daughter's car, and why is this window making so much noise? Anyway, I'm on my way to Staples. Sorry for all the noise. I have no clue what's going on. I should have brought my mic, but I forgot. And she doesn't have a plug in here. On my way to Staples, I need to get some ink because I have an appointment today, and I just ran out of ink the other day printing. Everybody printed stuff from my printer. So I'm going to go get some ink, come back. Hopefully they would have emailed me the documents by then because I try to log into the system to get the documents myself like I normally do, and their website is down, acting wonky, whatever it is, the website's not working. So I called them and told them. She said she was going to go ahead and send me over the documents via email, but I have not received that email yet. So we shall wait. I'm going to, just go over here, get this ink. Okay, now it's time. Get this ink and carry my behind back home. As you guys saw, we had snow. Well, I don't know if that's going to be in this vlog, but probably will. We had snow yesterday. First snow of the, I guess, winter season, although it's not technically winter yet. But the first snow, it wasn't a lot, but it was enough for me to not drive my car. So that's why I'm driving my daughter's car, because although it's a Vita, this little Toyota Corolla gets down in any weather. I've driven this car in, like, literally in the middle of snowstorms on the highway, and it does better than my car because it's an all-wheel drive. My car is a rear-wheel drive, so it does better than my car in the snow. It's not snowing today. It's only raining, which I technically could have taken my car, but her car was in front of mine, and mine's in the damn garage. So I was like, you know what? Let me just grab your car real quick. And you know, as soon as you take somebody's car, they're like, I ain't got no gas. My daughter will tell you she never has gas, okay? She will say that she never has gas, ever. And I keep telling her, I'm like, if you keep putting $6 worth of gas in your car, you're never going to have gas. She'll go to the gas station and put $6, talking about, I'm on a budget. Girl, if you don't freaking put $20 in this damn car and stop playing around, that's why you at the gas station every day, every other day. Because she put gas in her car yesterday. I was with her. And then she has to turn around. She'll turn around. She said the day before yesterday, I believe she said she put gas in the car, or the day before that, something like that. And I'm like, all these days you keep going to the gas station to put gas in your car. Hold up. What the hell? They building right there? I'm like, all of these days you're going to put. When I tell you, sidebar, when I tell you that any open space in this city is being built on, any open space in this city is like up for grabs. And I'm looking, so I just passed we have a parking ride for people who still work in the city in New York. Not me. I did that shit. I did that commute to Jersey. So of course it's a parking ride. So I'm on the highway, but I can see the back behind the parking ride, and I see them doing work there. So they must be building there as well. The only places that you still see open is like, okay, like this. You see, that's just like open field there. It's open field there. So a lot of those are privately owned. They're owned by families. And what's happening is that these companies are coming into all this open space. It is a lot of, depending on where you're driving in the city, it's a city, but it's also a suburb. It's like a mix of the two, because you can be driving somewhere in the city and then all you see is homes. And then there's another part where you can be driving and it's open fields. It's just you on one road driving in between open fields on the side, which I love that because it's kind of a mix of the two. And when I say city, it's not like shit be going on out here. It ain't New York. But everywhere that's empty, they're trying to build up on. But it's really up to the families or the people, of course, who own the land to sell it. And a lot of these families out here have been out here for years and years and years. Like, look, perfect example. Hold on. Perfect example. So you see all of this open land. All of that is open land. But all of this open land that you see that I'm driving by right now, on the left-hand side of the street, that used to be open land as well, but then they built a community. So all of this is open land, right? So back to what I was saying. So all of that is open land, and you have families who own that land. And they are paying top dollar. These companies are coming in and they're paying top dollar for people to sell their farms and stuff like that. Some people have sold their farms. But you have other people who this is all they know. They've grown here. They've been here their entire lives. They had family. Their families were established here. Some of their families were around. This is how far it goes back. Some of the families were around when the city wasn't even a city, when it was just like a township, and they helped build the area up. And you can tell by, what's named by what. They got hospitals named after them and all shit like that. So they're trying to get these people to sell their farms, sell their lands, a lot of acreage that a lot of people do own out here. And some of them did sell. And it sucks, but then when you think about it, it's like, damn, if someone's offering you $500,000, this is a real scenario. So let me not say $500,000. If someone offers you $444,000 per acre, would you sell it? It'd be a hard, for some families, for some people, it'd be a hard, hell no, I'm not selling because I know what it's worth. Then you have some people that are like $444,000 per acre, and say you have 6 acres. That's small. Imagine, I actually did closings for families like that. This was last summer. And a lot of warehouses are being built out here too. So last summer, I closed houses on an entire street. The warehouse bought all of the houses, all of the land on the entire block. And there were still some homes there. Across the street, years ago, another warehouse owner did the same thing. So it used to be a neighborhood with all homes. Years ago, came in across the street, bought that, and now these homes now were just sitting in between warehouses. So they look out their front window, it's a warehouse across the street. It's a warehouse on the other side. So this is just a pool of homes who stuck it out. They said they weren't going to sell. This particular company that owned this warehouse, and this had been a deal that had been in the works where the neighbors got together and they talked about what they would sell their property for, what they would sell their land for. So we're talking about people whose parents, whose grandparents owned this land. This is how long some of these pieces of land have been in the family. Anywhere between 2 and 6 acres. So some of them had 2 acres, some of them had 4, some had 6. I had one guy who had, I believe he had 6 acres, and he ran his business off of his land as well. He hadn't been living there as long as everyone else, but he had the most acreage. They were paid $444,000 per acre. Per acre. They were supposed to sell around 2020, then the pandemic hit, slowed things down. So last year, we were doing their closings, and when I tell you, overnight millionaires, for someone sitting in a house with these acres and your house is worth this, to you signing papers with me and becoming a millionaire instantly because you have 2 acres, 3 acres, 6 acres. 6 times 444,000. You do the math. Do the math. This is what these people were walking away with, and some of them had already purchased new homes. Some of them were waiting for the closing to happen to just go ahead and get their money and then purchase their new home outright. Some of them moved down the street. Some moved further out because this is when, again, the housing market was crazy. So some of them were saying that it was hard for them to find somewhere to move because everything was being bought up. Some of them moved further out. But yeah. So out here, it is a time for you to have property. And all I was thinking while I was doing these closings, I was just going from house to house to house. And then some of the neighbors just met at one neighbor's house, and I did like 3 at one time. But then I went to the next house. And all I was thinking while I was doing that was how smart and how, what's the word that I'm looking for? How privileged some people are when we go back to talking about black and white, what white people were able to accomplish when it comes to purchasing land and stuff like that, and what black people were not able to accomplish. And then you see the accomplishments from 100 years ago come down your lineage and still provide an opportunity for your line to be wealthy, to be rich. That's all I was thinking about when I was doing that. That's all I was thinking about. How they still had a huge leg up on a lot of people who just want to buy a house. They just want to buy a house. You know, a lot of us are doing it now. I read a lot of stories. I read a lot of articles. My family's sick of it. I'm always reading something. I read a lot of articles. I just read an article about a couple who owned 28 acres somewhere. I forget where it was, but they sold it. And they made bank. Okay, they made millions and millions of dollars selling it. But they purchased it first. It's not like it was inherited. The people that I'm talking about that sold these properties, these were homes, this is land that was inherited. They had to do nothing for it. It was inherited. If you wanted to build a house on it, you build a house on it. If not, you just hold on to the land. It's a lot of people out here like that. I've done enough refinances, enough sales and purchases, and to know that it's a lot of people out here who own a lot of land, open field land. And some of them are like, we're just going to hold on to it and pass it down. The others are like, okay, I'll sell 10 acres. I got 250. I did a closing for someone who had like 300 acres. Owned the property that we was on and all the land, and then down the street and around the corner, he was telling me, down the street and around the corner, they owned like another 150 something acres. So whenever he feels like it, or whenever they feel like it, they'll sell 5 acres, 10 acres. It's nothing. They still have, almost 200 acres left and money in the pocket. It's anyway. I'm here at the Staples. I don't even know how I got into this conversation, but I think I saw that. Yeah. I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. When I tell you, I don't know. I really don't know what it is. I don't know if people don't want to do their job or what it is. I don't know. So I go into the Staples. So Staples has this rewards program where when you return your ink and toner, I think you get $2 for each one that you return. And I use a lot of ink and toner. At least I used to when my business was extremely busy. So I return a lot all the time. I know how the program works. So I say to the girl, I'm like, can you check to see how many points I have I just want to see if I have any points at all, because I remember the last time I went, I returned a lot of ink. So say you returned it in November, you'll get your points in December or whatever like that. So she's like, no. I'm like, huh? She said no. She said you have to download the Staples reward app or some shit now. Something that you have to download. I'm like, so she was like, yeah, no, I can't do that. But I felt like she was being really dismissive about it, so it made me think she was lying. So she was like, oh no, we don't have that. I said, well, since when? I said, because I come here basically every month for my business to buy supplies. And so I'm like, I know that you guys have that handheld machine. She's like, no. I said, oh really? When did you guys do away with that? She said, oh, a couple of months ago. It's been months. I said, it couldn't have been. Because the last time I came here, I asked them to look up points, because I knew for sure at that time I had points. I said I asked them to look up points the last time I came here, and they used a machine and they looked up points. So it wasn't all these months ago. She's like, yeah, well, we can't do that anymore. You have to download the Staples Rewards app, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, nah.
6.5 hours later.
Mexican.
Okay, baby. So I am back in the room.
And some YouTube as usual. Watching Lily, yours truly.